Hello, and welcome to another basic series, this one entitled Importing Match Competitors. I'm John Becker with Shooters Technology, creators of the Orion scoring system and the Athena electronic scoring target. In this episode, which is really a follow-on to a previous basic series about how to add match competitors, this one's going to focus on importing from an Excel file. So this applies to anywhere you can create an Excel file, whether it's Excel itself, Google Sheets, OpenOffice. In this example, this is a Google Sheet, but this may apply if you have a class roster, if you have collected signups for a match you're hosting, or you just have your team roster and you don't want to have to manually add them each time. So we have this data. There will be a template available for download, but this is just a basic file, and I'll show you through some other examples. You can have them in different orders, but this one is using the actual template. So I just have some data of the US presidents that we'll use to import in and show you how it works. So let's go over to the software. You create a match, and this will apply to any rule book, any course of fire, and any match type. So once the match is created, you go up to Match, Import, Participants, and then you want to find where you save that file and open that. Now again, because I used the template, it found, so what you'll see is the left-hand side is what's in your Excel file, and the right-hand side is the corresponding Orion column. Now, because I use the exact names of Orion in my Excel file, they automatically link up and they're highlighted to import. So in this case, this is easy. All you do is import, your data will appear, names, competitor numbers, relays, firing points, position type, even teams will come across. And the beauty of this is if you've set it up correctly in your import spreadsheet, it actually creates a team and assigns those individuals on that team from the import. So this again is using the import template that we'll provide, but I will show you, let me clear this out and I will show you another way that you can use it without the exact matches. So again, back in your match, if you import participants, find your file, I've got one that has some different file types. This is actually a file I used for a match sign up, and it was intuitive to me. So I knew when I requested shooter first name that I knew what I was looking for, but it didn't match up to Orion, and that's why it is not automatically highlighted. Relay was the only one that was exactly the same. But you can go and pick a corresponding column heading in Orion to whatever you used, and then as long as you enable import, it'll bring that in and map it to that column. So you go in, I knew CMP number was going to be my competitor number for this match. Competition category was going to be 3-position air type. Team name was team. And target number sign was firing point. And if you click import, again, it brings it in. This was just my small data set. But to prove that it doesn't have to be in the same order or have the same column headings. And one last way to bring in that might be more relevant to class rosters or just a team, if you're going to have a practice every week, is you can go up to match, import, participants. I've got a third file that does not have any competitor numbers, right? And again, this file format did not have the exact match, but you can go in and select them. You'll still bring them in. Category was 3P type, team. I don't believe I had teams listed in here, but it doesn't harm anything if you have a blank column and you import it in. But what you'll see is based on how you set up your match in Orion under match properties, it will assign competitor numbers. So you don't have to go into your import file and create that before you import it in. Where that's relevant is if you have student IDs, let's say you're a JROTC and you want to track what your class roster lists, that's an easy way to just use a student ID. If you're a competitive team and have CMP numbers or USA shooting numbers or NRA numbers, depending on the type of match, you may want to use those as your competitor numbers. But those are three different ways to avoid having to hand jam, especially larger lists, or if you're hosting a multi-day match, there's really no reason you need to enter them manually. If you've collected them through signups or you've manually created a spreadsheet as people email you or call you to request relay times, it's just easier to bring them in. It eliminates any sort of transpositions or fat fingering and typos because you'll just bring it in as entered. So again, this will be available as a download on our website, but I want to thank you for joining in. If you would, please click the like and subscribe and notification bell to be notified of future training videos. And as always, if you have any questions or need additional support, feel free to reach out to our support website, email, or call the offices. We'll be happy to help.